Today we will learn about formatting a presentation. Formatting means changing the appearance of text. You can enhance the appearance of text by changing the font face, font size, color, specifying the alignment, line spacing, inserting tab or indents, and even applying bullets. While formatting, you can select either a piece of the text or the entire text. Students also note that alignment refers to the placement of text on a slide. You can change the alignment by clicking on any alignment button in the Home tab. Always remember, while formatting text, first select the text and then apply the formatting effects. Formatting can be done using the commands available on the Format tab under the Drawing Tools. Students, can you quickly recall what a placeholder is? Let us first talk about working with Slide Master. Slide Master is an element of the template that stores information including font styles, placeholder sizes, position of text and objects, bullet styles, background design, and color schemes. Slide Master sets the default layout and formatting for all the other slides. It actually controls an entire presentation. Any changes made in the Slide Master page automatically reflects on every slide in the presentation. Slide Master consists of two placeholders: Slide Title Placeholder and Body Text Placeholder. Each Slide Master contains one or more standard or custom sets of layouts. Slide Title Placeholder. It is the first placeholder for the title of the page. It contains a title. You can move the title placeholder anywhere on a slide. Body Text Placeholder. This placeholder includes general objects like text with bullets, charts, pictures, and many more. Okay, students, note the fact the Title Master is not available in Microsoft PowerPoint 2010. Instead, it uses layouts to define content formatting, positioning, and placeholders for all the content that appears on a slide. To open the Slide Master view, click on the Slide Master button in the Master Views group on the View tab. The Slide Master tab appears as the active tab on the ribbon, and the Slide Master task pane appears on the left. In Slide Master view, master slides are displayed in task pane. Each slide below the Slide Master is a master slide for a supporting layout. For example, if you want to make a change to all the slides that use title and content layout, you can do so using the Title and Content Layout master slide in the pane. To check this information, just hover the mouse pointer over any slide layout and read the screen tip. Click on the Themes button in the Edit Theme group on the Slide Master tab and select the desired theme from the displayed list. Select the Fonts button to change the font style and Colors button to change the colors of selected theme. Observe the changes. Click on the Background Styles button in the Background group on the Slide Master tab. Select the required background from the drop-down menu. To change the text color, select the Home tab. Click on the Font Color command in the Font group. Select any font color from the drop-down menu. The Change Font Color will appear in all the slides in the task pane on the left. Likewise, you can apply different formatting changes on slides with a specific layout. Note that the text on the master slides is used only for styling. The text on actual slides such as titles and lists should be typed in normal view. To enter and edit the header and footer contents, click on the Header and Footer button in the Text group on the Insert tab. Click on the Close Master View button present on the Slide Master tab to close the Slide Master view. Students, let us recall. Name the views in which you can rearrange the slides. Okay, let me now learn how to create a new custom layout. If you do not find a standard layout that meets your requirements, you can create a custom layout that perfectly suits your slide content. You can customize that layout by adding text-specific and object-specific placeholders. Follow these steps. Click on the View tab. Select the Slide Master button in the Master Views group. Choose the blank layout slide in the list of thumbnail layouts present in the Slides pane. Click on the Insert Slide Master button in the Edit Master group on the Slide Master tab. To remove any unwanted or default placeholders such as header, footer, or the date and time, click on the border of the placeholder, then press the Delete key. To add a placeholder on the Slide Master, click on the Insert Placeholder drop-down arrow in the Master Layout group. Select a placeholder from the list according to your requirement. Drag the mouse on the slide to position the new placeholder. You can resize the placeholder by dragging one of its resizing handles. In the thumbnail list of layouts, right-click on the blank layout. Select the Rename Layout option from the context menu. Note that you can also rename any layout using the Rename button present in the Edit Master group on the Slide Master tab. In the Rename Layout dialog box, type a new name that describes the new layout you have customized. Click on the Rename option. Click on the File tab and select the Save As option. Type a file name in the File Name box. In the Save As type list, select the PowerPoint template and then click on Save option. Click on Close Master View button. The layout that you added and customized now appears in the list of standard built-in layout in normal view, located on the Home tab in the Slides group. Students, having learned so much, can you tell me what is a Slide Master? Let us now understand about changing color scheme. Every presentation comes with a set of color schemes. You can change the color scheme of a single slide or the complete presentation. The colors of a specific element on a slide, such as the title or the background, can also be changed. Open any slide of a presentation. Click on the Design tab, go to Themes group. As you hover the mouse over any theme, it is reflected on the slide. Right-click on the theme of your choice. A shortcut menu appears. Select the Set as Default Theme option. The theme will be applied to all slides. Click on the Colors button and select the desired color scheme from the drop-down list. To apply the color scheme to all the slides, right-click on the color scheme and select the Apply to All Slides option. In case you want to apply the color scheme only to the selected slide, select the Apply to Selected Slides option. Students, can you quick reply where do you find the Insert Slide Master button? Time for fact file. Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 has 20 more themes as compared to Microsoft PowerPoint 2007. Alright, let us now learn how to change background color. You can change the background color, pattern and texture of a slide. Click on the Background Styles button present in the Background group on the Design tab. A list of options will be displayed. As you move the mouse over a background style, it is reflected on the slide. Select the required background. Click on the Format Background option of the Background Styles button. The Format Background dialog box will appear. Click on the Fill tab and select any fill style option. Click on the Color button. If you want to select a different color apart from the displayed color, select the More Colors option from the list. The Colors dialog box appears as shown in the figure. Click on the Standard tab and choose the color you want. You can also select the Custom tab and create your own color scheme. Click OK. You will be directed to Format Background dialog box on the screen. Click on the Apply to All button to apply the color scheme to all the slides. Click on the Close button to close the dialog box. Let us know more. To change the background of a slide, right-click on the slide and select Format Background from the context menu. Choose the desired fill from the available options. Okay, now let me know more. Alignment refers to the placement of text on a slide. You can change the alignment by clicking on any alignment button on the Home tab. Students, let us now discuss how to use fill effects. Fill effects allow you to apply a gradient, texture or picture to your object. Click on the Insert, then go to Shapes and select any shape from the drop-down menu. Draw the shape on your slide. Click on the Shape Fill button in the Drawing group on the Home tab. Students, note that the Shape Fill button can also be used to fill color in text placeholders. Select the Gradient option. Select the desired color scheme from the displayed list. You can also select the More Gradients option. The Format Shape dialog box appears as shown in the figure. Select the Gradient Fill Radio button and click on the Preset Colors button. Select the desired color scheme from the drop-down list. Similarly, we can fill textures by selecting the Picture or Texture Fill option. Click on the Texture button. A drop-down list appears with the inbuilt textures. Select any texture from the list. To insert a picture as a texture, click on the Clip Art button on the Format Picture dialog box. The Select Picture dialog box will appear. Choose a picture of your choice. Click OK and close the Format Picture dialog box. Let us have a quick view that by pressing Ctrl+T to open the font dialog box. Increase the font size using the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+greater sign. Decrease the font size using the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+smaller sign. Students, let us now learn more about applying formatting effects. Create a new presentation and enter the text as shown in the figure. Select the text and click on the font drop-down list in the Font group on the Home tab. Select any font. The font of the selected text gets changed. You can change the font size by clicking on the drop-down arrow next to the Font Size button in the Font group and selecting the desired size. Select the text and click on the Increase Font Size button to increase the size. Clicking again will further increase the size. To decrease the font size, click on the Decrease Font Size button. Clicking again will further reduce the size. Select the text and click on the Text Shadow button to give shadow effect. To remove the shadow effect, click again on the Text Shadow button. To apply formatting style to the text, click on the button for applying bold, italic or underline effects respectively. To apply the formatted text effect to another selection, select the text and click on the Format Painter button in the Clipboard group on the Home tab. Hold down the mouse and drag over the text on which you want to apply the formatting effects and release the mouse button. Students, let me share some interesting tips with you. To apply the formatted text effect to multiple lines, double-click on the Format Painter button in the Clipboard group on the Home tab. When you select the text, a small formatting toolbar appears next to the selected text. Most of the buttons in the font group are toggle on or off buttons. Now let us learn an important feature in PowerPoint, that is applying indents. Indenting feature is used to move a complete paragraph or the first line to a specific number of places from the left or right margins. To apply indenting, follow the given steps. Select the paragraph that you want to indent. Drag the left line indent marker towards the right side as shown in figure. It will increase the indentation. To indent the first line of a paragraph, drag the first line indent marker towards the right side. Alright students, note that in the case the ruler bar is not visible, you can enable it by clicking on the View tab, then go to Show Group, then go to Ruler checkbox. Let us know more that preview slideshow effects while editing a presentation. Hold down the Control key and click on the Slideshow tab and select the From Beginning button. This will open a tiny preview window showing that slide in slideshow mode. Okay students, now let us find out how to work with slide outline. The outline view provides a summary of presentation arranged in headings or subheadings. Outlines in PowerPoint are created and edited using the Outline tab in the normal view. In Outline view, you can do the following things. Create presentation structures. Edit text entries and rearrange the text on slides as needed. Hide or display text levels. Students know the fact that line spacing refers to the amount of vertical space between each line of text. The default setting is single line spacing. To change the line spacing, click on the Line Spacing button on the Home tab. Select any of the spacing from the drop-down list. Let's now learn how to create a presentation structure. Open any existing presentation. Insert a new slide in the end. Click on the Outline tab in the left pane on the normal view. Type Activities of the month on the new slide, that is the last slide in the Outline tab. Now press the Enter key. As you press the Enter key, a new slide appears. Right-click the cursor position in the Outline pane. A pop-up menu will appear. Here you will find options that let you move up, down, collapse or expand contents. Click on the Demote option. It moves the text one level lower at a time, that is, makes the selected text as the subtitle of the preceding slide. Type Judo Championship and press the Enter key. Type Cricket Match, press Enter. Type Volleyball, press Enter. Type Chess and press Enter. Right-click and select the Promote option. Promoting the text entry moves the last entry to the next higher heading level. The word chess will be moved to the new slide as the slide title. Now undo this step and click on the Collapsed option. It will hide all the text within the slide and show only the slide title. You can re-expand the text by clicking on the Expand option from the Context menu. Students, note the tip. To collapse and expand all the slides, click on the Collapse All and Expand All button. Alright, now let us discuss about adding Outline View buttons. In Microsoft PowerPoint 2010, if you want to add the Outline View commands on the Quick Access toolbar, click on the File tab, then go to Options command. Click on the Quick Access Toolbar tab from the PowerPoint Options dialog box. Click on the drop-down list of Choose Commands from and select the commands not in the ribbon. Select the required option, example Demote, Promote, Collapse, etc. and click on Add after selecting each option. Click on OK. You will find these buttons on the Quick Access toolbar. Let us quickly glance through the key points discussed in this chapter. Formatting means changing the appearance of the text to enhance its look. Slide master is an element of the template that stores information including text styles, placeholder sizes, background design, color schemes, etc. The slide master consists of two placeholders, slide title and body text. Format Painter is used to apply the formatted text effect to another selection. Indenting feature is used to move a complete paragraph or the first line to a specific number of places from the left or right margins. The outline view provides a summary of presentation arranged in headings and subheadings. In outline view, you can change the presentation contents, rearrange the text on slides as needed, and hide or display text levels.